Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's Super Metroid and A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Tournament, the 2020 edition. Today we have a Group N match as we continue the early section of group play in our tournament. Today we have Cynas on the left and Hootey on the right in their opening match of this double elimination group play setting. I'm Pro8007, very happy to be joining you here this fine Saturday. And joining me on the mic is AG. Welcome.
Hey, thanks, Pro A. This ought to be a good race today. I'm real familiar with Cynas, not so much with Hootey, and it looks like they're getting started already.
I think Mega Man got into the wrong game here, but that aside, we are off, and as is tradition, they will be starting in Super Metroid, and there are 4 rooms in Super Metroid where they can transition over to A Link to the Past, and as expected, both are going straight into A Link to the Past out through the Witch's shop.
Yeah, pretty standard move in these runs. There's only one item down below that's in logic, and that's the item in Morph Ball. The item pool in the first sphere of Zelda is so much more rich. It usually you're playing the odds better by going this way.
Right. Yeah. There's with only so many spots initially open to you in Super Metroid, you're hoping that something good will come out of A Link to the Past, and there are plenty of places to check, and both of them, interestingly, are going straight for Hyrule Castle first. Hootey picked up some bombs from Link's house. Cynas went in without saving and quitting.
And Cynas gets some bombs from Uncle's chest. Yeah, usually they try to go for that tree pull. Whenever you transition from Super Metroid into A Link to the Past, you're at a Tier 3 tree pull.
Right. So Hootey getting a few extra bombs. Cynas is going to skip Link's house for the time being. There was some love from Uncle. So far, not much to work with in terms of items.
All right, looks like we've got a divergence already, or is no? Cynas is
They're going to CAC. They're just going from different directions. Cynas is taking the south route. Hootey is taking the more traditional. Map check from Cynas. 3 crystals. Tower of Hera is a red.
Bushbug throwing out hearts.
I checked with the runners before the match started. Cynas has a PB of about 248. Hootey is about in the 320s or so. So both are capable of putting out some pretty good times. I would venture that Cynas is perhaps more experienced in SMZ3 than Hootey, but still, if you're getting a 320, you're doing all right for yourself because you're being asked to juggle some pretty different things here with the 2 games and their styles. Book of Medora in the Lost Woods. Cane of Burna in the back of the shop.
Yeah, I expect to see a Hootey picking up a missile pack there in the drop down. I would expect Hootey, if I were in his position and I was racing somebody like Cynas, who had a much better PB than me, I would be taking some risks. Cynas just getting a big 20 out of Chicken Hunt.
Yeah. It also depends what he's more experienced in. Is he a better Metroid or is he a better A Link to the Past player? And that will inform some of your decisions. Particularly, I think if it's Metroid, because if you have a stronger skill set in Super Metroid, that can really help you through some of the more challenging strats.
Cynas just getting a big 20 from that first chest, but picking up some power bombs, really important to find those early. An E-Tank, a heart piece, and X-Ray, which...
And red came for Hootey in Blind's hideout. So we've got 10 power bombs early, no morph balls, so they can't be used just yet. So we've had Book of Medora, Red Cane, Blue Cane, an E-Tank, and
apparently Hootey picked up a sword.
And baby swords, so far, not a lot in terms of progression. Having a sword will make South Shore checks pretty tangible, especially with bombs in their arsenal. Cynas has enough to pay off the bottle vendor. Hootey is 5 rupees away from that.
And he gets some supers. All right, so he's got his Super Metroid kit. 10 power bombs is a good bare minimum. You hate to go in with just 5 because it limits you. Also, that sword, you know, could bring about, it makes the dark room stuff easy. So you may see the dark room check in Eastern. If they get a glove, you may see somebody take the dark path up to Death Mountain. A sword really opens a couple of things up that way.
Right. Yeah, we're going to be staying in A Link to the Past for a while yet. At the 6 minute, we're in the 6 minute mark. Cynas looks like he's going to do a paranoia check on the pedestal.
You know, I don't blame him. He's here. He's in Kakariko. It's not a bad time to get it out of the way. He knows it's a heart piece now. He doesn't have to worry about it.
Right. Yeah. It seems so unlikely, but you know, wouldn't put it past the game to throw something really cruel.
Well, I'm going to tell you, since the version 11, I think it is, came out, I've been running some of these practice ROMs, the practice races we've been doing, and it's been popping up a little more than it used to. So I don't know what changes have been made, or we just rolled some crap seeds. But it wasn't a bad check to make, I'll tell you that.
No, especially given that the book was right there in Lost Woods, so it was a minimal time loss. Cynas is going to do lumberjack checks to finish sort of his paranoia run, while Hootey is going down to the South Shore. I believe it was an E-Tank. Yes, it's an E-Tank. So Hootey is now in the well. Let's see what we got here. Bombs. Well, now we just need Morph Ball.
Cool. Because that's also his can fly when he gets Morph Ball. That's going to put some things in logic. That's going to require some IBJs.
Yeah, and you know, having that in place is going to open up. Once Morph Ball is found, we could be going to Super Metroid fairly early here, because a lot isn't now would be in play. Super missiles are at the bottom of the well there.
Interesting. Hootey is going for the Agena check, which is a little bit of risk. It's a one-off. You get the Green Pendant Ice Palace. You get the information about what's on the ledge. Wait, he does have the book.
Yep. Screw attack in the back of Sasparilla's hut. So Cynas picking up some pretty nice stuff there. So now that actually opens up some checks go for Cynas going back to Super Metroid if he so chooses. Cynas.
Yeah, that opens up the way to get down to all the way down to Big Pen.
Agena just has an E-Tank. Cynas looks like he's going up to Hyrule Castle.
I don't blame him. When I get a sword, I typically run escape.
Yeah. Hootey is now going to do the rest of South Shore, while Cynas is going into Hyrule Castle. So we got a nice route divergence here early on. Ooh, Hootey's got to be careful here.
Yeah, down to 1 heart. And if he wants to do the ice rod cave check, he's got to run that crab gauntlet.
Yeah, Cynas is...
Silver's already. And the mirror.
Some very good stuff out of Millie Moldorm Cave.
This is interesting. Does Cynas just steal the key so he can go on through? That's a pretty decent...
Looks like Cynas is going to go for the back of escape here, which is out of logic, but if he knows his dark room strats, it shouldn't be too much of a stretch here. And Chad is absolutely right. Mirror is a great item to get early because it speeds up a lot of your checks. And you can really chain a lot of stuff together, particularly on the west side of Dark World.
Hootey's just finding a missile pack in Ice Rod Cave.
So it seems to be sitting around at about 10-15 missiles or so. Another key in Dark Cross room.
Now he's going to kick himself if the lamp is at the bottom of escape.
It requires some pretty interesting twists and logic at this point for that to be so. But yeah, that there is a cruel irony to be found there. Hootey, I think, is going to go and do a more traditional route here, but Cynas gambling early, and see if this pays off for him.
Well, I expect to see Hootey do that because he's got the mirror. When he gets to the bottom, he can just mirror back up. And
that's a good point. Yeah, it's a little less twisted as far as what he does. Okay, Cynas is through now. Was this little odyssey worth it? Well, a sword upgrade is hard to scoff at that. Otherwise, though, not the best set of items. I mean, an E-Tank is also nice to have.
Yeah, I was going to say that E-Tank is definitely better than a heart piece. Yeah. I think they found one other one for Super Metroid right now, and having a couple of E-Tanks early is not a bad.
Yeah, there are at least two energy tanks at this point. Lake Hylia Island's got one. So does Lumberjack.
Yeah, that's a good point. Chat making a point. Master Sword with mirror and the book adds the ether tablet right off, and is going to add the bomb tablet
and bombos too. Hootey taking out the chain guard. Nothing doing in Hyrule Castle, unfortunately. The back of escape was holding the aces. So let's see. Based on the overworld checks we've seen, we're really down to Eastern. Well, actually, we're down to Eastern and Desert at this point. Eastern has 3 unique items. Desert has 2. It isn't quite reflected in on the. Actually, is it even on the tracker? No, it isn't. We do have the Book of Medora, so. So that does so. Well, they can't beat Desert Palace, they can certainly do at least a cursory look into it.
It's going to be interesting too to see if it's boot locked or where the small key is. Cynas appears to be rolling dice. I wonder if he would attempt to steal the key in Desert as well.
Well, he can't, but
no, that's right. He doesn't have a glove.
He doesn't have power gloves, unfortunately. But yeah. Hootey is making, I think, the safer play, certainly. Actually, Cynas hasn't even done the South Shore checks on top of that, so kind of a moot point right now.
Just 100 rupees in that first chest.
So that's one item down. We'll see what the other two show up early.
Just a compass.
Okay.
You know, I can't really fault either runner for the route that they've taken so far.
No.
Hootey looks like he's going for the more conservative approach at the beginning, trying to be thorough, trying to be systematic and get a good idea where the logic is taking him.
Yeah, and certainly it is interesting. Cynas is going to go to Wagina instead of Desert. I think the more prudent play would be Desert then Agina. Aggressive morph? No, but certainly on the table at this point.
Hootey getting that big key, so he'll have one more in logic check in Eastern, and we'll see what that is. Now it is a reserve tank. So logically, what does that leave? That leaves Super Metroid.
Well, and Desert. We haven't seen Desert yet. That's the last spot on the board here, because everything else is out of logic. I mean, yeah, they could do some out of logic checks like a fake flipper, I suppose, but you know. Interesting use of the Cane of Samaria there, using the block as kind of a guide point.
That's new. I've never seen that before.
Okay. So, alright, so Hootey has one last check in Eastern. It's out of logic, but he's going to do it anyway, because why not? Cynas, meanwhile, is here in Desert, got one item, and it was just some money. So...
And did Hootey just get a sword?
I believe he did, yes. So Desert is boots locked. So both players with Master Sword, they can't do Aghanim because that's out of logic because they don't have a lamp. And, well, they also don't have Moon Pearl, but, so it's two strikes against them on that. Cynas going down now to South Shore.
Well, I think Hootey is going to get this information from Desert, and then he's going to be heading to Super Metroid.
I would think, yeah.
No, you're right, Socrates. You don't have to have Moon Pearl to do Aga.
True. I mean, that is true. If you're just going by the logic, though, yeah, you can get the item off a pyramid, I believe. That's it. Lion's Hut. Where was the mirror? Mirror was, I think we just saw it, in
Mini
Moldorm Cave had it. So in terms of overworld checks, we're tapped. So it's on to Super Metroid, really. I mean, maybe Morph Ball's got to have some Morph Ball location. Would probably be the first place I'd go at this point, because you figure there's got to be something there.
Yeah, you can check Old Mother Brain location. You can check Morph Ball. You can do the D-boost to get the item out of the ceiling, and then go from there.
This could be an interesting scenario where whatever they get off a Morph Ball and the ceiling, okay, and that too, okay, just a piece of heart down below Mother Brain. So they could actually end up in A Link to the Past very quickly, depending on what they end up drawing here. If it's like a Power Glove or Cynas is following suit. Cynas does the free fall there. Get down a little quicker. The flute. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
So now we've got Hera without a fire source. We've got Ether Tablet. We've got Spectacle Rock Cave and Spectacle.
Yeah. Yeah, this is getting interesting. There's Quake. Ooh, Hootey just missing the damage boost. Gets it on try number 2.
Now, I wonder if he'll go straight back to Link to the Past, or if he'll give Big Pink a dip.
I'd be heading straight back. I'd be heading straight back to A Link to the Past at this point. The flute opens up Death Mountain. You can actually get into Norfair through there, and I mean, yeah, you still can't do a lot, but there's some checks there. Checks to be had there.
He's got one he can do, which is the front of high jump. He can look and see what is at Crocomire Escape, but without something like Morph Ball, Speed Booster, Varia, something, there's not much he could do otherwise.
Right. We're still kind of hamstrung for our Super Metroid checks without Morph Ball. That's the key right now to really opening this up. With Morph Ball, that alone would put Kraid into play.
I think if it were me, though, in this case, I would save it the ship and then at least go give Big Pink a look in case I had a glove or a fire. Well, he's just going straight for it, okay? Because he's got Terminator, he's got the 2 items at Big Pink. So let's see how that pans out for him.
Oh, the hammer. So Hootey coming up big there.
Cynas, on the other hand, electing to go back into A Link to the Past, and he's going to go straight to activate that flute item.
Oh yeah, and then the next thing he's going to do is go to Death Mountain, maybe save the old man, even though that's out of logic, and then he might take a run at Tower of Hera just because he can possibly finish it.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet all the money I have right now that Cynas is going to go ahead and save the old man.
Yeah. So we're in So Hootey's in Big Pink. There's an E tank there. That's not a bad That's 4 for Hootey. Cynas also has 4 as of right now. Right, so
I would be happy with that because that is 4 and a reserve, which if he finds Morph Ball on Death Mountain, that gives him the option to do some out of logic hell running in Norfair, which is just the kind of risk I would be taking, maybe, if I were having to race somebody like.
well, the other thing with Hootey right now is because he has that hammer, East Death Mountain is in play for him. It's not for Cynas, so Hootey could really clean up here. And really do some serious damage in terms of item count.
Yeah, this is the kind of break that you hope for.
Cynas did save the old man. He's going into Death Mountain now. Not into Norfair, excuse me. Alright, so...
Gonna check the Croc Escape item first.
Yeah. Just a 5-arrow upgrade.
I don't see him collecting that.
Yeah. Just missiles there. Cynas not getting a lot out of Norfair. Just got to go back.
Wow, this is really going to come down to what is available on West Death Mountain as in terms of Hera and Spectacle Rock Cave. Because if he doesn't have any progression there, then he's going to have to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, and he's still got a shot at finishing Hera if it's not... There's Morph Ball, so... Ask and ye shall receive, and a red boomerang in the cave, but there's... So Morph Ball is sitting there all fat and happy, but... So we've got Pendants and Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and Swamp.
Yeah, Cheesy, you're right. That was a good break because it will send him back to Hammer. It's going to be interesting to see what's on East Death Mountain though. If Hootey gets some sort of movement item like Speed Booster, Space Jump, or maybe a suit. So this is a good dynamic in player.
All hail King Quail, just the arrow of validation on the Ether tablet. So yeah, in terms of routing, Hootey's got the edge here because he can do Tower of Hera, depending on how it breaks. There's just a map down below, so one chance remaining. Big key or little key? Okay, so Hera can be finished.
Anybody want to give odds on an item in the basement?
Well, it almost seems like a given, doesn't it?
Oh, let me not. I don't want a commentator curse anybody. Let me not do that anymore.
well. Yeah. The old man is secretly a survivalist. Who knew? He's got power bombs.
That third pack of power bombs is very welcome because that guarantees you that if you never find ice, you have enough to do Turian. So with having Morph Ball bombs and 3 packs of power bombs, they're definitely well equipped for Super Metroid.
Yeah. So okay, so we're in the main atrium now, if you will, of Tower of Hera. Cynas finding the compass, so he's got to be hoping the big chest and Moldorm are holding the 2 items. Otherwise, okay. So the second item is going to be down below.
I'm sorry, Cynas.
Yeah, Cynas is not too happy, and no, I don't blame him. And especially now that he's got to fight Troll Dorm, and we all know how that can go.
That's another thing. I'd much rather be Hootey. I'll do Hammer Troll Dorm anytime over Master Sword Troll Dorm.
Yeah, and Hootey's actually going to go straight for East Death Mountain.
I like this play. He knows he doesn't have a... Oh, the middle drop.
Yeah, this could play out pretty well for Hootey. There's a Various suit.
Good info to have. He knows where that's at. He's a glove and a Moon Pearl away from collecting that.
Yep. All right, so round 2 with Troll Dorm. Three charge slashes with the Master Sword will take him down, and uh-oh. We've got an angry Troll Dorm. Alright, so we have our first major boss down. 30-39. Cynas is on the board with 1 crystal.
Hootey just getting some arrows and some bombs out of the bottom 2 in Paradox. We'll see if the rest of it pays off.
Alright, so what's in Paradox? Gravity. Oh. So, otherwise a bust, but big money there for Hootey. Cynas picking up bombos in the high jump boots location.
So Hootey evidently is opting to go start at the ship area of Super Metroid. This is interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of get it. He could do. There are extra checks that can be done here, so that's an interesting animation. Well. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
What did you just find?
The bow.
Oh, okay.
Just a shield for Cynas, so that didn't work out. But Hootey coming up big again. So he's up a hammer and a bow right now on Cynas. Not immediately apparent that when Cynas is going to be heading back in that direction.
He'll get there. He's knocking out these 2 out of logic checks because with the energy that it has, it's really easy for him to do.
Right. Hootey has to unfortunately take on Bomb Terizo, just a piece of heart in the Ice Rod location. Hootey, no problem with Bomb Terizo thanks to supers.
Yeah, even though Cynas is on the board with a crystal, I've got to give Hootey the edge right now from his routing. It has really worked out for him.
In the immediate short term, yes, Cynas is going to take on Crate now, I think, just to get rid of that off the table. Yep. So that will be should be a pretty quick fight. Hootey, I think, is going to do the rest of Green Brinstar checks that he can. $300 behind the wall there. Looks like he is going to go for it. just probably to pay off Zora if and when that comes up, and anything in Dark World.
Hootey, meanwhile, checking Brinstar Reserve.
He passed some supers. Charge Beam, wow. And a bottle. So
first bottle, I think. Yeah. So yeah, this is working out.
This Hootey is firing on all cylinders right now with his routing. Cynas is about to take on his second boss, Kraid. This should be a pretty easy fight. But is he going to have to go to prom? Nope. There goes, and there he goes. So Cynas up.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was say Cynas up 2-zip on the bosses.
Hootey doing a nice job with that quick fall at the Crumble Bridge part there of Brinstar.
He's doing very well. And nothing down below so far. He's probably going to check Edicoons. Get that out of the way. Trying to do jump damage boost with the jumps, but not quite getting it.
And just a 20 in Kraid E-Tank. Hootey's trying for that short hot mock ball. Finally gets it on the third. Yep. Keep having to climb back up.
So from here, Hootey's got some choices on routing. So he's going to go to Big Pink like for the second time. Take care of business there.
Yeah, he's got 4 more items here he can look at. One of them's not in logic, of course. Well, yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, it's not in logic. Behind Wavegate is not in logic. In normal without Wave Beam, but I'm sure he'll look at it anyway. Another E-Tank, not a bad find. Yeah, charge beam. The charge requirement was removed for Mother Brain and Ridley. As a matter of fact, I did a seed yesterday or day before. I found charge beam in GT, which before the logic update was something that was not possible.
Oh, Cynas almost finishing the bomb chain. And was, I think, 1 bomb away from trying to do this and can't quite get it to go.
It takes 35 successful jumps to get up Red Tower.
That's about 30 more than I can do, so Hootey trying to go for the wave glitch, got it. Power bombs, alright.
So I expect Cynas to head back in the Link to the Past and then start from the ship Super Metroid.
That would be my assumption, yeah. There's just some supers there.
For a second there, I thought Hootey was going to skip the green pipe. Ooh, which is grapple. He doesn't want to do.
Oh, boy, it's a good thing he didn't.
Now he has a choice to make.
Check X-ray.
Well, no, that gives him logical access to wreck ship.
Yeah, that too. Cynas.
You definitely check X-ray when you have that grapple.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. No, he's going to go on down.
Well, I see where he's coming from. Got all these other checks, and it's on the way to Crades. So, no drug deal. In our future. Yeah, the mushroom. So yeah, wreck ship is in play now. Though I think that's probably a little off in the future for Hootey at this point, because Crate is probably a simpler matter altogether. Let me
Plus,
think.
with that may just opt to go ahead and dip into Meridia. But I would rather go do a wreck ship than a high jumpless, speed boosterless, iceless Meridia.
Yeah, you're playing with a lot of handicaps.
And you know, I didn't see Hootey check the back of his gauntlet either, so I have no idea what's back. Nice D-boost by Cynas to get past all that acid.
Yeah. Making sure he's got the setup right, and just a couple of pieces of heart.
You're right, Cheesy, it was. I slept that. Wreck ship was already in logic.
Cynas is going to breathe a sigh of relief, I think, on some level, now that he has his hammer.
I also expect to see him check Death Mountain pretty quick, because he knows right there that when he came down to Super Metroid the first time, he should have went and got that hammer. So that's he's experienced enough to know that means he needs to go check Death.
Yeah, he'll do green Brinstar checks first, I think, and probably Big Pink as well, because there's a nice chain that you can get out of it, and he's going to get some good stuff. Hootey taking down Crade at 42-24, so Hootey is on the board.
X1372, they're both very familiar with it.
Yeah, both players have demonstrated some pretty solid skills overall in Super Metroid. Right now, Cynas is holding the lead on bosses at 2-1. Hootey, though, has he has the bow right now, and it could be a little while before Cynas actually comes up with that.
Hootey also has gravity right now, so he's definitely got some choices.
Yeah, with gravity coming up in Paradox Cave, and he knows where Varia's suit is. It's on the floating isle. So, actually, he's really a power glove away. No, he's not. He needs Titansmiths to make that happen, but he needs Titansmiths to get the various suits. So that's really where I think Hootey's mind is at this point. How to get to Titansmith as quickly as possible.
Well, there's still that little matter of the Moon Pearl too.
The Moon Pearl as well. Yeah.
Gonna pick up his Bombos there. So both runners have 2 of the 3 medallions. They're gonna like that.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes down to heading to Lower Norfair to get into the mire area. You want to have every medallion you possibly can when you do.
Right. Mire is the only of the two, the only dungeon of the three that's a crystal. Turtle Rock is a pendant today, but nonetheless.
Now, Hootey took a save there. I thought he was about to do the out of logic checks at Ice Beam and Crumble Tower, but it looks like, where's he heading? Is he going? He's going into Meridian. Okay, yes, he is. Which I consider this a strong play. He doesn't know he has the advantage of being the only one with gravity right now, but he is, exploiting it.
Wait,
because he's doing
was that the moon? Was that the moon pearl?
I couldn't tell.
I thought it was. Jackpot.
Wow, huge find there.
Wow, yeah, that's huge. Dark World is now Dark World is almost completely in place. Still needs a power glove, but he's getting closer.
I don't want a commentator curse, but a lamp would also make that possible.
Again, yeah, opens a few things.
Aga.
It opens up a couple of things. Let's see, what do we have in Mama Turtle? Hootey trying to get up to...
You can jump off the wall and grab it with grapple.
Okay, it's just a reserve tank. Just a reserve tank.
So now, as equipped, Hootey can go as far as the sand pits. He cannot get past Botwoon at this point.
No. There are some viable other checks he can do at this point. Ooh.
Electing to do the grapple strats instead of the gravity jump. I prefer the gravity jump because it's a bit quicker than this.
Right.
But recovering nicely. Meanwhile, Cynas is going to give us a look at X-Ray.
Hootey opted not to do it. Just as well, just power bombs.
Well, thus far, Hootey has just got the golden touch as far as routing goes. Every choice he's made so far has been the right one, from what I can see.
Yeah. Yeah, and having that bow, if he can find the lamp at some point, that would be huge, because that would... Eastern would be off the table right away. Knock out get another Zelda dungeon out of the way. I'm sure he knows how to do dark rooms well enough in Eastern to handle any potential hiccups.
Yeah, but, like a lamp would also allow him to full clear Hera, find out, what that item is in the.
Another good point. Get a hundo clear out of that.
Which I'm guessing that's why he didn't go into Hera the first time, which was a gamble. But again, it turned out to be the right choice because the only other item in there was what, a missile?
I believe so. Yes. And yeah, he missed out on that. Just $20 there. And he didn't get the crystal either, so that's unfortunate, not fatal, but there it is.
All right, so we're going to get a sand pit check.
Cynas is checking missiles, just 10 arrows. Cynas is going to check Billy Mays. He's up to 7 energy tanks.
Wow, so except for that bow, this whole area was pretty much a wash. It's called Billy Mays because of that other item that you shoot to get, but wait, there's more. Trust me, if you watch a lot of these tournament races, you will be hearing that said more times than you can possibly imagine.
Looks like Hootey is going to go to Shack Tool, or try to.
This is a tight jump without high jump. I don't know if he'll try the bomb jump or if he'll keep trying to do this. But you can't just do it from the sand without high jump. He may try a gravity jump. That's doable, but it's tough. What's up, MSD?
Cynas wall jumping his way up. $20, not worth the time or the effort. Hootey, I think, has had enough. He may come back to Shack Tool later, but right now.
It's too bad he doesn't have more supers. He could do the Crystal Flash clip.
Yeah. Hopefully, Cynas checks and picks up his bow, because that's not something you want to be turning your back on at this point. Okay, so Cynas is going to get his bow at last. So that's a big get for Cynas. Fortunately, Hootey's advantage has largely vanished at this point in terms of A Link to the Past items. He still has the Moon Pearl, which is important, but still looking for Dark World access. We're still looking for viable Dark World access.
Yeah, but he's got a ton of Meridia checks out of the way. If I'm Hootey right now, I'm going to wreck ship.
Yeah. I think he's going to do Tower of Hera now, I think, just to get it out of the way. Problem with Bomb Chorizo. Cynas might be going to wreck ship now, based on the way he's kind of moving. Oh, we got a raid from SpeedGaming Prime. Welcome to everybody from SpeedGaming. to the Super Metroid: A Link to the Past combo randomizer race. About an hour in, and we've got a good one so far between our two competitors, Cynas and Hootey.
And you're right, Hootey is making the Hera play, which he did not make earlier.
Yeah.
But it looks like Cynas has gone back into A Link to the Past. He's probably going to check that mushroom. But first, yes, he's going straight to the East Death Mountain. I figured he'd do.
Yeah. Yeah, this is he's gonna get his gravity suit from Paradox Cave. Hootey, seeing the big key, is gonna go and take care of Trolldorm. He's gonna be a little better equipped than Cynas. Cynas had some trouble with Trolldorm, got thrown off the out of the arena through the central hole, so he lost about a minute there, fortunately.
Yeah, I figure Hootey will just hammer him into submission.
Probably. With Master Sword, though, it's 3 hits either way. Hammers. 3 charge swings or 3 hammer swings. So.
And it looks like Hootey's setting up for the bomb jump for the big chest.
Fortunately, he did it the wrong possible place, and he just went through a couple of floors there. So that's an unfortunate setback for Hootey. Cynas is in Paradox Cave now.
One thing I'm surprised at when Hootey was in Meridia is he didn't do the snail clip. If he was confident enough to try to go for Shack Tool, I would have thought he'd know how to do the snail clip, but maybe he doesn't.
Yeah, it's possible. So, Cynas is picking up Gravity Suit. From here, he's got some choices as far as what he chooses to do. Certainly not out of the question that he just go and do Easter and finish that off, because he was already in there, I believe. I think he was. But either way, that I'm sure he knows his dark room, so he shouldn't have any trouble clearing the decks. And with silvers, it's going to be a piece of cake as far as boss fights.
No, Cynas actually has not been in Eastern yet, because that will, if he does, that's going to give him his tempered. He got his Master Sword.
Oh, you're right. Ooh, you're right. So, Trolldorm underway. Hootey almost got thrown off. Oh! Oh, that's 2 multi-floor drops for Hootey.
I need to DM him and tell him I've got a Samuel L. Jackson picture. I'll let him borrow for that.
Both runners gone in the hole. Hootey's gone into 2 of them. And Cynas is going to check a Sick Kid, our first Sick Kid check of the day. And just some supers.
And Hootey finally dispatching Moldorm, going to get his pack of missiles. Now, is there a way to do this without Red Cane? Oh, he has Red Cane. Never mind.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna glitch out Magic Bat here. think he was toying with the idea of actually going for a spike cave, but that ain't gonna work.
He is. I think he's still going to do it. He's just filling up his bottle first.
He only has one bottle. 5 hearts. I don't know if he can do it. Oh, he needs a glove.
Oh, that's right.
6 hearts, yeah. Yeah. Half magic from the drug deal. So that's a nice pickup. Hootey is on his way to Eastern. We are at the 1 hour mark of this race. Hootey on his way to Eastern, which he has already done almost all of. He was in there earlier in the race. Cynas, not sure where he's going. Hootey was on his way to Eastern, then he slammed the brakes. I wonder if he's realized that wreck ship is the option here.
That seems to be where he's headed, which I approve of the choice.
Yeah, looks like Cynas is going to do the Meridian checks that Hootey's already done. We'll be delighted to find his Moon Pearl there. All right, so wreck ship in play.
We've also not seen Red Tower.
True, and with the items that they have on the board, they can do that too. That would probably be the first thing I do, and then wreck ship.
Yeah, I agree, because there's a save spot right there. You do them both. Catch your save and then head to wreck ship.
So Cynas getting his Moon Pearl. Oh, looks like Hootey is going straight for Fantoon and wreck ship. So and he'll get it on the way back, anyways. Couldn't really tell what that was.
It was a missile pack.
Hard to tell. I think he's giving up trying to figure that out. $50 in the ocean. It was just a missile pack. I couldn't really tell the first time.
All right, it looks like Cynas is going to be doing the gravity jump.
All right. Hootey already coming up with blue mail in the wrecked ship. That's not a bad find early. And with the arsenal that Hootey currently has, should not have any serious trouble with Fantoon.
No, it's the peculiarity of the suit changes. While gravity no longer offers any sort of environmental protection, it is boosted up on the enemy protection, and those flames are considered enemies.
Right.
So he's pretty well stocked for this Fantoon. Plus, by having screw attack, he can screw attack just right through anything.
Yeah,
Sneaks up.
he'll be fine. Okay, right now against one more cycle should do it, I think, with Fantoon.
I agree with you, 1372. Fantoon is the run record. Cynas giving it a save.
Surprised Hootey didn't just go for the super, but one more should do it.
Looks like one more missile will kill him.
Yeah, it's like...
Okay, and Cynas is going to do the snail clip. All right, this is going to be interesting.
Hootey is kind of pressing a little bit. He's overcompensating, and there it is.
And once again, Hootey had chosen to ignore the snail clip, and it was the correct choice.
All right, so Hootey is now in the lead on the boss count, 3-2, with dropping Fantoon at 106.10. All right, so on to the rest of the wrecked ship.
At this point, he almost has to find something in here, doesn't he?
I would think. I don't know what else there is. So far, Searcher, we found a blue mail, but that's it. We still have several checks remaining. Cynas trying to do... I think he's trying to do the clip. And, well, that's not unwelcome. High jump boots.
Oh. Now he can definitely do that shack tool check.
Yeah. Wrecked ship so far, a blue mail and high jump boots. So doing all right for the items. I think Hootey is going to take a safety here, just in case there's nothing through the spikes. So if you're just joining us, this is an opening round match of Group N between Hootey and Cynas. It's been an interesting seed so far. There's been some nice bits of progression, but there really hasn't been anything that's really blown the doors off in terms of really making the seed go. We found the bow and the hammer for Zelda, but we're without any power gloves, so we can't go into Dark World really. And as a result, we can't do. We know where the Various suit is. Unfortunately, it's locked behind a couple of power gloves at this point, a power glove and Titansmith, because it's on Floating Isle. So, Ice Beam, who knows? So this has not been the easiest seed. There's always been something to explore, but nothing that's really opened this seed up to the point where we're really making significant amounts of progress here.
Yeah, this thing is starting to be reminiscent of the seed we had last Sunday during the weekly race. where it ran you back and forth for a piece of progression at a time. I'm really hoping it doesn't turn out that you had to get those high jump boots to go do the shack tool check, because that's just wrong.
That seems like a really bizarre sense of logic. I mean, I wouldn't put it past a randomizer. I mean, we've seen randomizer logic, folks. It's pretty grim. But looks like Cynas is going to do Eastern, which is perfectly sensible as far as checks. I mean, what else is he going to do? And apart from a wrecked ship, this is the only other viable plane. He hasn't actually been to Eastern either, so this makes perfect sense for him. He can finish it.
Be easier if you take off those high jump boots, Hootey.
Yeah, or just, bombs.
Bomb jumping, yeah, would be easy too.
But let him do it his way. I mean, we'll see if use X-ray or power bombs to figure out what it is when he gets there. There it is. Just power bombs.
So he will not get punished for coming here without speed booster, which is good to see.
Yeah, that's another thing. Where's speed booster in all of this?
Shack. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, well. We're only saying what other people are thinking, so, alright, so Hootie's almost out of this, kind of purgatory. Sign is underway in Eastern. A little trouble getting the sequence down for the bombs. There it is.
Which I believe there's only one item in Eastern we haven't seen, right? Which is the item on the boss.
Correct. Yeah, we saw everything except that.
Wow. Did Cynas ignore the mountain and what? Okay.
Ped is dead. Ped was dead at 6 minutes into this, if you can believe it. Book of Medora was in Lost Woods. Cynas checked it right after he got it, so... EP Big Chest was reserves.
And Cynas about to get his tempered sword, which he's going to be happy about that.
So, we're going to check here. What do we got? Alright, so Cynas coming up with Tempered Sword, which is a nice advantage in the interim.
Oh my God, Hootey, go back. Go back. You did not check the mountain. Never mind.
He did not go, he did not check the top of the mountain.
He has really skirted by with some of those things he's skipped so far. I hope that's not the one that bites him.
Cynas, using arrows, the silver arrows, is able to take out the Iron Rocks, so he's on his way up eventually. He seems to be having a little trouble opening the door. There it is. So, red tower now. Just a piece of heart. All right, so nothing turns up here in power bombs. I'm gonna start to wonder, where is it? Where is our progression?
As far as I can tell from what we have so far, it's either gonna be Shack or it's gonna be at the top of the mountain that he skipped. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's
so. All right. So Shack Tool or the mountain. Cynas, meanwhile, finishing off the Armless Knights in almost no time. And about 1:15:10 is tied it up at 3 with Hootey. Gauntlet's been checked. Yep, that's off the table. Cynas, I believe, checked it.
Yeah, Cynas also checked criteria power bombs, which had the mushroom, which gave something that was not progression. Half magic.
It was he got half magic out of the deal. Cynas is doing fake flippers. All right. Well, that only took about an hour and 15 minutes.
I honestly don't blame him at this point.
No, he's thinking, where the hell is my progression? You know, it's like I've tried everything and I can't get any progress here. He's only got 5 hearts, you know. Hootey's trying now with the gauntlet. He's not going to come up with anything, but this is one of the few things he hasn't checked in Super Metroid. So we'll travail the acid.
Well, he'll get nothing here, and if he checks criteria power bombs, that's going to push him back into Zelda to check that mushroom. But then he's going to come up with the idea that he's got to do something else.
It's largely it's kind of yes and no with the bust. I mean, it's yes in the fact that we didn't get anything like major progression. I mean, blue mail and well, it's not going to matter. Blue mail and high jump boots were the big winners as far as items.
But it is worth noting that Hootey did not check the item at the top of the mountain outside a wrecked ship. So we don't know if that was a progression item or not.
Yeah. So Shack Tool, the mountain.
Everything else is out of logic right now. Was that power on the ledge?
I believe it was one of my favorite items, but
oh yeah, definitely. My favorite utility item is power.
Oh, the hook shot. That's great, but
can't really use it right now.
Yeah, it's going to be great when he actually is able to do stuff, but right now he's stuck. He can't make forward progress. So it looks like I think he's kind of come to the realization, like, yep,
wrecked ship.
It's gotta be the mountain or it's Shack Tool. I mean.
Well, we're going to find out, because I can guarantee you Cynas is going to check that mountain out.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really a scam. I'll pay 500 rupees for that hook shot anytime. Beats the hell out of a heartbeat.
Yeah. Well, there is that. Hootey's going to check Billy Mays. So he's checking some of the stuff Cynas didn't get around to. And Cynas is now going to Red Tower. Hootey picking up his 8th energy tank.
Yeah, Cynas is going to do Red Tower before he does Wreck Ship. He's already done the Norfair stuff, and he's also done X-Ray. So, yeah, this is a more logical path for him.
Right. Okay, so...
Which I think Hootey is going to do X-Ray, and then I wonder if he's going to go ahead and go back to Shack Tool.
That would make sense based on the direction he's taking, because I know he labored on trying to get into Shack Tool for a while, and he just couldn't get it to go because he didn't have high jump boots at the time. So... It's amazing. They have Cynas has 9 energy tanks, and we've seen now a total of 11 of them, because Lake Hylia Island had 1, Lumberjack Cave had another, so... And yet we've seen plenty of energy to go around.
That was a glove at the bottom of the mountain. It wasn't.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Huh.
That pretty much changed.
Ooh, that's bad. Yeah, Hootey, I think initially it was a missile pack. I think you thought it was a missile pack. I really couldn't see, but it seems Hootey kind of had the same impression.
Because it is going to be a while before he gets back to that.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's going to take him a while to probably come up with that, but it's also worth noting he doesn't have a lot of checks remaining, so you know, it is going to be a backtrack, but it is one that, you know, all things considered, it's not like he's got a lot else to work with. Hootey is going back to Zelda. He might be going to Eastern.
Hey, Pro A, excuse me for just a minute. I have a phone call I have to take. I will be right back.
All right. And while AG is dealing with that, we'll continue on with this. Cynas is in Fantoon. So we're getting close to that breakthrough item, and it really, with the power gloves there on the up on the mountain, that is really what we've been kind of waiting for as far as like major progression is concerned, because it's been elusive up until now. With the Power Gloves, that does open up a lot of Dark World checks and makes another crystal in play with Thieves Town. Cynas finishing off Fantoon. That's his fourth boss taken down at 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 47 seconds. Ooh, Hootey getting sniped while he was still out of logic, and that is going to hurt him.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate.
All right, so Cynas in wrecked ship. Hootey. What is Hootey doing? Hootey is kind of having a crisis at this point. He doesn't really have an idea of what to do. Yeah, Hootey is lost.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling when panic starts to set in and you start thinking, what have I missed?
Yeah, and in his case, it's kind of a double whammy because he thinks he knows what he saw on the mountain there and outside a wrecked ship, and we know that it's the Power Glove. He doesn't, or he assumes it's something else. So it's although when he ends up coming up with the hook shot, I think that might actually help his thinking in some way. Couldn't hurt too much. See, there's his missiles that he's gonna say no thanks. Oh no, he is gonna go for him. So, Cynas with the lead at 4-3 on the bosses. 2 crystals, 2 Super Metroid bosses are down. Hootey getting his hook shot.
I think it's actually fortunate for Hootey that he can't use that hook shot yet, because that's going to push him back in the direction he needs to go.
After a bit of mental laboring there, he has decided to go to the house. Assuming he could do one thing, it's like, nope, you can't go that way. Hootey going back to Super Metroid. I think he's figured it out. He's heading
Either that or he's going to check criteria power bombs. Nope.
Nope.
All right, this is good because this is where he needs to go.
Yep. So this doesn't necessarily put them even, but it puts them on a more level footing, certainly. Cynas still with the lead because he's up a boss, if nothing else. I was trying to hitch a ride there, didn't get it. Play this slow if
just a few, Magna. I'm not sure of the number. There's just a few. There's not enough because they haven't put the old man in there yet.
Okay, just vanilla sky missiles there, but the Power Glove is coming. There it is. Cynas with the power gloves. He's still got to check. He's still going to check the rest of wrecked ship, of course. But yeah, that's gonna really open the doors here for Cynas and Hootey if he makes the same assumption. It looks like, yep, there it is. Hootey has the advantage of being able to leave right now. Oh, he's going to check sky missiles first, but and while we wait, do give our runners a follow if you haven't already. Been a entertaining race, and if you're so inclined, give AG and myself a follow, and our tracker Snaky, who is making his debut as a tracker. He's done a fine job, I would say.
Yeah, all props to Snaky.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told him at the beginning, I can't keep up with my own stuff tracking, much less two other.
So, a fine job indeed.
Apparently, Hootey not knowing that right there at the bottom of the mountain, there's a block you can bomb and just fall right back down.
Yeah. He's going to take that way to get down. He's going to take the long way down. All right, so power gloves are now in their possession. Both runners' possession, about a minute apart or so.
And that's Dark World.
That Dark World is now in play, and the sensible choice, I would say, is to just do Thieves Town and Village of Outcasts. Just get those out of the way, because it's a crystal, and there's plenty of items for them to play with. And no one thought to kill Igo 1. Well, they really could. In terms of logic, they couldn't. Because they don't have a lamp. I mean, could they? Sure. But, you know, it really isn't a prudent choice, especially since they're coming up short on a few things. It's like Cynas is going to check Hype Cave.
Because, yeah.
You know, see if hype is hype or, you know, anything but hype. Hype with a capital H or just, you know, hype. Sprite Cave, yes. Hootey is going to Village of Outcasts.
Well, that's a good 0 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 missiles, 5 supers, and a piece of heart, and $20. Worst cave ever? That's certainly in the running. I mean, good lord.
I thought Cynas was going to head over to Stumpy and K45 and all that. It looks like he's changed his mind. He's going to head up towards Pyramid and
yeah, he's going fishing. All right. Chess Game comes up with 5 supers. Patch 78 saying, give it a 2 out of 10. You are a much kinder person than I.
You are a generous individual, sir.
I tell you. Well, there's an E-Tank and Pyramid. And Cynas is like, I don't need that. Magic Cape in the bombable shed. That makes Bumper Cave a play.
It looks like Cynas selecting to go all the way to Catfish.
Yeah. Brave Ball in the C-shaped room.
Not criticizing, but I think I'd have tried to go around and maybe get flippers so I could roll in Catfish with getting that powder off of the ledge.
Well, at this point, given what they know, I don't think they're going to go back for powder at all. But the Great Sphere of Boing, yes. Catfish on the way. What is behind Bumper Cave? Just some bombs. So, no thanks. So, just some missiles from Catfish. Nothing to get... Nothing to get excited about. Looks like Graveyard.
Yeah.
This is an interesting play by Hootey going for Graveyard. I'm not sure I'd go for this, but let's see what it comes up with.
Well, he went over to check Bumper Ledge anyway. He's already halfway here.
Yeah.
I don't, it's still a meh because there never seems to be anything in here for me unless I skip.
Well, except for that. You see, all that talk was strategy. We really wanted something to be in Graveyard Ledge.
And that's also another cool break for Hootey because now he can do the wait a minute. Is pod a crystal or a pendant?
Pod's a crystal, so yeah, he can double up and run through both of those at the same time.
Yeah, that'll make up a little of that time he lost to Cynas.
And then there was light, yes indeed, and that also makes the final item of Tower of Hera a thing now. True, you don't need lamp to do pod. In logic, though... Yes, he did just skip to King's Tomb.
Because you need boots.
Well, you can... Yeah, you didn't have boots. True, yeah, like... It's out of... You can do it out of logic, sure, but... It is comfortable to have. There's the big key right off the bat here in Thieves Town. Hootey is still one boss behind. Cynas has done Eastern. Hootey has not beaten Eastern yet. Should be a backloaded Thieves Town. One thing our runners have not gotten very much of is health in A Link to the Past. 6 hearts apiece.
I'm sure they're pretty thankful for that blue mail at this point.
Yeah, that's... So there's our first item, super missiles. C-shape house with spring ball. I mean, nice to have, not required, but makes a few things easier.
Fire Eye, you must be in Australia. Either that or you live in the future. Because it's Saturday night here.
Spring ball, you can bounce. When you're in morph ball mode, you can jump, basically. Instead of relying on bombs to bounce your way up. So... All right. So, Hootey is about halfway through the dungeon. Cynas is still in the quad. We've only got one item so far, a pack of super missiles out of a thieves' town. Total of 4 items in the dungeon. There's item number 2. Magic powder. Oh, 5 bomb on ledge, according to Snaky. Thank you. Like, wait a minute. I thought we already said powder was there, but alright. Cool.
Apparently, I can't see because I thought the missile pack was at the bottom of the mountain and powder was on.
Well, that's alright. So that's 2 down, and nice pickup there for Hootey. And actually, Hootey might be indulging in some of that powder. Yep, that is not a bad idea to use on those anti-fairies.
He's got one by the maiden's chest. He can do it too.
Zora's Ledge is a bomb upgrade. Thank you. Alright, so Hootey is a couple of rooms ahead of Cynas right now, giving us a preview. The 140 mark.
I wonder if
we are a long way off, though. We are a long way off from go mode at this point. We need a ton of items to make this so.
Well, you know, if they find mitts, that opens up a lot.
Yeah.
Because not only does it open up Zelda, it gives them access to Varia. They have the flute that gives them backdoor lower Norfair. They have bombs, which is can fly, which puts all of that in logic.
Right.
So that opens up mitts would open up a large portion of the game.
Yeah, it would really it would give the runners a lot of breathing room. Still need Fire Rod for Skull Woods. We haven't confirmed what Misery Mire is. Yeah, and Hootey has already done most of Easterns, so he's got that advantage. Hootey doing a good job against Blind. Got bodied, but finishes him off. Speed Booster!
And that opened up the rest of Meridia and a couple more checks in Criteria and Brinstar.
Meridia is the probably the immediate play at this point, but Hootey is not. That's probably not on Hootey's mind at the moment. Right now, the main priority is to keep pushing on through Dark World. Hootey realizing, oh yeah, don't have Titan's bit just yet.
Yeah, but these are some new checks for us because I don't think Cynas did this yet, the digging game stuff or K45.
No. No digging game, no K45, none of that. One dig for 8. And not interested.
Take a picture of that because I've never seen one dig be the item in one of these combo rounds.
I've seen 2 and 3 a couple of times, just watching in comms, but yeah. That's a new one. K45 for Hootey. The Titan's mitts. Oh! And let there be light.
Cynas going to check that bumper cave ledge.
Wow.
He's gonna find disappointment.
Stumpy with a 5 rupee tip.
Okay, and Hootey gonna go back and do the frog sequence. I don't blame him. I don't
No.
blame him. Go ahead and close that out right now.
Yeah, he can do all of that because he's got powder, so he doesn't have to fake powder like Cynas did. No boots, unfortunately, but can still do this entire sequence. Cynas in Graveyard Ledge is going to get his lamp.
Now, this is going to be interesting because that may push him towards pod instead of coming back and getting these checks that he missed.
It's not an unreasonable assumption, especially given where he's at on the map. Cynas is really giving it some thought here. I think you're right. I think he's going to make a run for pod.
So I'm guessing Hootey will do the purple chest and then maybe just flute right over from there. Do the purple chest and Bomo's tablet, and then flute right over from there and check Mire Shed and Checkerboard Cave. Nah, he's giving up his portal.
Yeah. I see where he's going with this, but yeah. Misery Mire is probably his next check after this. I mean, he can't finish Desert, unfortunately. He needs the boots. That's required. Ah, okay. He's gonna do Hype Cave now, and boy, is he gonna be disappointed.
Yes, he will. What's up, Fusion? Hey, Nito.
No suitless Meridia. They both have grapple beam. Dr. Raran, yes. Cynas underway in Palace of Darkness. This will be his 6th boss that he will be taking down. So Hootey at this point, his choices are a little greater than Cynas's because he's got the Titan's Mitt right now, and Cynas doesn't. But there's still a lot of overworld checks he hasn't done, starting with Pyramid and Catfish.
I can see doing Pyramid, going and doing his pod Eastern combo, and then maybe going to Catfish, fluting from there over to the Mire area. But I'm a little surprised that he didn't go up to Death Mountain. He knows that Varia is up there, and he's got some other checks he can do.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you're trying to kind of keep your bearings about you as best you can, and Hootey seemed to be struggling. Was that flippers? Let's see. I only got a glimpse for like a half a second.
Yeah, that was flips.
so flippers in pod, so that opens up a couple of things. Although it is a pendant, Swamp is now in play. So is Ice Palace, also a pendant, also now logically in play. Although not for Cynas in that case, because it didn't have Titan's Mitt yet. But Hootey can do both. If the need arises. All right, so Hootey has paid the greedy monkey and is gonna go make a sojourn into pod as well.
And it looks like so far, Flippers has been the only treasure in pod.
Far, there's 5 items in pod.
And 436 keys.
Yeah, or it certainly feels that way. I believe there's 12 chests to be opened in pod, and yeah, it's like it feels like all of them are keys. There's the big key. Bombs there. A little short on the throw. Burrito in the big chest.
So Helma has the last item?
Looks that way. We almost got them in sync in terms of their position, although Cynas is about half a dungeon ahead right now. Alright, so enjoy the moment, gang. They're in the same room. And now they're not. Fortunately. Right idea, he was just out of position. There it is. Cynas going down to the back. Going back into the basement to get to Helmasaur King. Hootey working through the back.
Also going to be interesting to see where Cynas heads from here. We know that he's got to go to K45 for those mitts, but having the flippers, like you said, that does open Swamp for him. It also opens backdoor Meridia access to get to Dragon and all that. So it'd be interesting to see where he goes when he's done here.
The chance to take out Dragon might be tempting. Largely because, although with Speed Booster, that does render it somewhat moot at this point.
Well, he's got high jump now. He's got speed booster. He has screw attack. Doing the rest of the Meridia checks would be no problem for him. You know, just depends on whether he thinks it's a worthwhile thing to do.
Well, it also has the added advantage in Hootey's case. You can knock out 3 crystals that way. Based on that run through, put him up to 7 bosses. And speaking of bosses, that does it for Cynas, 154.24. So he's halfway home. Six with 4 crystals, two Super Metroid bosses down. Hootey not far behind, so let's see what Cynas decides to do here.
I would think a Bombo's check for sure.
Yeah, Bombo's first, and then it looks like he's going to check Bombo's first. Then yeah, maybe a swamp check. Alright, what's Bombo's holding today? Ether had a validation arrow. Just some money falling from the sky. Well, of course, that always happens when you raise your sword up like that. Nobody has checked Meyer yet. Although Cynas can't do it yet, but it looks like he is gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, Barnage, but also Varia is on the floating island in Death Mountain, and both of them know it. I think it's an even money that he goes and gets that Varia before he goes and checks the Mire area, so he can dip in and do screw attack and check above GT pretty easily.
And Cynas about to get his Titans met, while Hootey gets his crystal at 157 flat. $6-5 on the bosses. Cynas is probably going to do the roundabout through the digging game and then the Smith chain as well.
Well, at least we know he won't have to spend a lot of time at the digging game.
He reflexively went after it. He's like, oh, wait. Alright, so Cynas got the flute out. He's probably going to Meyer next, would be my guess. No, he's going to Death Mountain. Yep,
no,
Varia
he's going
suit.
to go get that Varia suit. I knew he would.
Also gives him the added advantage of clearing out Dark Death Mountain with the hook shot. He can just gun through all of that. It's Hookshot Cave, Super Bunny Cave, all of it.
If he wants to, he can also see what that item is. He had to leave in Hera, and I believe at this. Does he have a full bottle? Does he have the cape as well?
Yes to the cape. I don't know about what the other. I don't know about the other. I don't know about the ball. I can't remember who went for that pit stop. It might have been Cynas.
Well, with the cape and half magic, he can do Spike Cave.
Could. The fire rod in Super Bunny Cave. So Skull Woods is now completable. 159.27 for Hootey, but Cynas in the driver's seat right now because he can. There's Plasma Beam and Boots. So
all right, sit back, everybody, because this boy is fixing to go on a tear now.
that's go mode, I believe, for Cynas.
Yeah, he picks up this Varia, pending whatever medallions necessary for Meyer.
Yeah,
I think it.
Yeah, provided Meyer is an ether, exactly. Yeah, that's go mode for Cynas.
I bet he goes and checks it right now.
I would think. All right, moment of truth. Is it go mode for Cynas? Oh, it is ether. The eternal tease. We're not done yet. Oh, there's red mail. And another E-tank. Where's that health in this game, man? Alright, so... Checkerboard cave.
Hootey, meanwhile, about to get the same news flash.
So, some choices. So, this should be fairly straightforward as far as choice. Did Cynas soft? Okay, no, he didn't. Did he soft lock himself there? You have to save and quit. There you go. All right, so desert, that's a quick finish. They only got one chest opened in here. It was, I believe, $50.
Yeah, desert, probably Skull Woods. That's going to be a quickie.
Yeah.
After that, it kind of depends. He'll probably check the boots locations.
Yeah, bonk rocks. Oh, at this point, I'd be gunning through. You know, the temptation is just gun through some of these dungeons. You know, that you can do really quick without really having to stress it. There's the ice rod.
I wouldn't really want to see that if I was him.
It's like, well, where's my ether? Cynas just finally realizing, oh yeah, don't have to check anything else. He's got 2 items out of the dungeons, so he can just do this. Dude, where's my ether? Yes, they were asking. That was the kind of common question you'd hear in about 1890 or so. So there's 6-6 on the dungeons, but right now, pretty close actually. Cynas with the lead overall.
Yeah, this may just come down to route choice now.
Yep.
Yes, they are using the same seed.
Oh, it'd be really weird if they didn't, but that would be that'd be kind of fun though.
Yeah, it's
the
back of escape, Barnage. I'm surprised that Hootey never went there after he got that glove.
Cynas getting rid of land molas. 204.40 for Cynas. Yeah, the one advantage Cynas has is he's got the sword upgrade. It's got an extra sword upgrade, but other than that, they're dead even. Cynas going to looks like he's going to go for Skull Woods.
Oh yeah, you were absolutely correct in what you said. Go do dungeons. That is what you do right now.
Yeah.
You do your dungeons. Everything that you have to do, you do. I thought maybe he might check the boots locations because those are quick.
Well, he can do bonk rocks after this because it's not that far off from where he's currently positioned. But his main agenda is to knock out the dungeons. Although it's the only downside to that is it's hard. It's really tempting to treat these as go modes, and you could end up inadvertently passing ether along the way.
Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Ice and swamp are both pendants, right?
Correct.
Turtle Rock is a pendant.
Correct.
So after Skull Woods, there's not really a dungeon he can do that's not a pendant, is there?
No. Because, Meyer is ether locked, so you essentially have four and we don't even know what Turtle Rock is.
All right, good check, Hootey. Check.
Lower North Fair, here we come. Well, nothing there. Armed the plasma beam, good idea.
No, Ped is dead. Ped was dead like 6 minutes in.
Yeah, sadly, this is not a pet seed. And we are all much poorer for that, but there it is. We got charge beam to charge plasma combo to good use. While Cynas gets ready to take on Mothula, everybody's favorite boss. Down goes. Unfortunately, does not have space beam, space jump, so this is a little treat. There's $20 there. Okay, just 5 supers, so nothing in GT room. Back he goes into Hyrule.
I do agree with Maniacal's call, though. If you do, your dungeon and maybe the boots checks, and you don't come up with ether, probably Lower North Air as you play Lower North Air into Upper North Air.
I think Hootey is going for Hera basement. No? Okay. No, he's not. Boy, that would have been a call right there. All right, so Cynas had no trouble with Mothula. He's up 8-7 on the bosses. Has 6 crystals, but needs to find ether. Where is our ether to hit go mode? Has everything else he needs to finish this seed off.
All right, we know Hootie's not going to find anything in Crumble Tower. Okay, so now I guess he's going to do the croc play. Maybe on into Lower Norfair.
Or go into Bubble Mountain, do all of those checks. So there's a decent amount of items to be had there.
It actually flows a little better to do Lower Norfair first because it brings you out right there beside the the double chamber room at Wave Beam.
Yeah, that's true.
So no matter what, you have to go down there and get Ridley. So
right. Just money in Bonk Rocks. King's Tomb is probably next on his list.
Here's an upsetter. Ether is at Shack Tool.
Yeah, that would be something, all right.
Because both of them already took a stab at Shack Tool and missed, so.
Ooh, Hootey trying to go for run across is 0 for 2 on that. There we go.
I think maybe Cynas is gonna. I have no idea what he's gonna do.
Just a bottle, so nothing.
I thought he was fixing to do the Smith chain, but it looks like nothing.
Yeah.
Lower Norfair.
Yeah, it looks like Cynas is going for Lower Norfair. Bug catching net, so nothing so far from Croc. What is Grapple Beam holding today? Well, Spazer. Not exactly what he was looking for, but okay.
Why did you pick that up?
$20 there, so Croc is a bust in terms of items.
Yes, you do. You do have to rearm Plasma.
All right, so Cynas has it's gonna. All right, so he's back on the wagon as far as that's concerned. Looks like Hootey is going to check Bubble Mountain.
Okay. Which is good. It's diverse. We'll get all these checks in immediately. I would probably be taking the route that Cynas is using, but I can't really fault Hootey for what he's doing.
No, yeah. If he's not comfortable with some of those tight jumps, especially without space jump, he might be thinking, well, I'd rather just,
Hey, some more health.
Oh, so at least it's Zelda health instead of Super Metroid. There's the ice beam.
Nice find there. Because if Cynas finds Ether before he gets to there, he will not be collecting that.
No. Yeah, he'll power bomb his way through Torian. So we still got speed booster, wave beam checks on the board. That's 4 items. Sign is heading down toward Ridley. Green rupee. Shovel. Okay. Well.
Another item you do not want to see at this point.
Yes. Is it all a fetch quest? Well, of course it is, but how much of a fetch quest is it? Chat's already saying shovel, please. Yes. You people are terrible.
Seems like no matter what game you play, and the one thing is universal: the chat likes pain.
Yes, the chat feeds on pain. Piece of heart.
Cynas uses some X-ray strats. Nicely done.
Shovel left side swamp leading. Oh god, yeah, that is worse.
That is just pure act. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's just man. So Cynas is about to take on Ridley. It looks like Hootey is heading towards Lower Norfair as well. With plenty of supers to make quick work of Ridley. Shouldn't take too long.
Nah, it only takes 30. He's got supers to spare. And energy. Yeah. They are stacked with energy.
This is, in terms of the boss fights they've had to run through, it's been pretty comfy for them. They really haven't had to worry too much. And there goes Ridley at 2:16:54. Well, hard container, they've got red mail at this point, so you know they should be. Ooh.
Okay, Hootey jumping from the wrong platform. You need to be up one more, buddy. Oh wow! Okay, he made it from down there.
Nice backup. Alright, so it's 9-7 on the bosses. Cynas with the lead. They're both one item from go mode, which is Ether, which will open up Misery Mire. They have everything else they need to finish. Cynas has a sword upgrade. Is up a sword upgrade on Hootey. Right now, Hootey has Ice Beam, which could be useful, but it's not quite as decisive at this point as what Cynas has.
Find Ether in the next like 3 or 4 items, then he will be picking up Ice Beam.
Yes, he will be. So first of those item checks, just a reserve tank.
I hate to say this, I'm kind of hoping it's not here.
Well, not here, then you know, this could be interesting. This opens up a few choices for our runners. There it is. All right, so nothing. So yeah, so Cynas is gonna get his Ice Beam at this point. nothing came out of this Ridley. Well, actually, one more check, and then I could say that.
Okay, I was wondering if you were a little ahead of me because I was like, nope, nothing.
All right, so
this be a great. I guess this would be a great point to say we know everything Cynas is about to find. We're at about what, 219 in?
Yeah.
So welcome again to the Super Metroid Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Tournament. You are watching a first round race. This is Group N, I believe.
Yes.
Cynas versus Hootey. It's been a great one. I'm AG, and Pro A over here is putting up with me for this commentary. Thanks to him for that. Appreciate y'all joining us.
It's been good. It's been fun. It's been an interesting race. We've not seen that big breakthrough yet in terms of the items, and not really until we found Power Glove in the mountain outside of Wreck Ship. That was really the breakthrough, and from there things have kind of sped up.
Yeah, about the biggest turnaround. Hootey started off gangbusters. It was missing that glove that cost him.
The tournament is a double elimination in group play, so everybody will at least get 2 matches out of this. And the top 2 from each group will move on. And then from there, I believe it moves to single elimination.
I think so in the brackets, yes.
In the brackets, yeah, I think it's single elim. I don't know if it's best of 1 or best of 3, or if it evolves into a best of 3 at some point. I didn't really look at the bracket. Got a moment here while they're just repeating each other, so I'll take a look.
Wait a minute, did Hootey check lava missile?
Did he check what?
Lava missiles in Cathedral, the missiles that are down there in the
No,
lava.
he didn't. No one has.
Cynas on the way to his ice beam. He'll be happy to see that. I can't imagine him not going down to Croc at this point. Even though we know nothing is down there, it would be quite a gamble for him to skip it.
Yeah. So Ridley is down for Hootey at about 220-230. So I did check on the tournament how it's set up, and it's best of 1 for everything except the finals, which is best of 3. 2 out of 3. Which makes sense given the length of these matches. I mean, this one's going to take at least 3 hours.
That's odd. Cynas, it looked like he was headed to check lava missiles and then turned around. I guess he's going to do Croc.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe he thinks Croc is a better play, which we know it's not, but in terms of volume, it is.
Well, I mean, as far as timing goes, that kind of evens them up. I know Cynas is ahead Skull Woods, but
yeah,
now Hootey is completely finished with Norfair, except for lava missiles.
Right. Yeah, that evens them up, and we still don't know where Ether is, and we're running out of checks here. It's at this point we're looking at Meridia or one of the pendant dungeons.
Well, there's also a couple of speed
and Shovel. We cannot forget Shovel.
Hey, big shout out to ACF Wesker. If you join me for one of my 2 races when I'm getting spanked, just know that Wesker is the one that taught me everything I know. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. It's more than I know. I can talk about these games, but I can't really play them that well.
Unfortunately, same.
You have a stronger constitution than I, because I didn't enter this tournament. I was thinking about it, but, yeah. Only so many hours in the day.
All right, so Cynas going to pick up that other bottle. Hootey, I believe, elected to just leave it there.
Yeah, he did. He decided he didn't need that extra bottle.
Well, no, I get it. When he realized he missed that glove, he has assumed, somewhat rightly, ever since then, that he is playing from behind. This entire time, he has assumed he's playing from behind, which is why he's skipping things he would probably normally pick up, like another bottle. All he has is Master Sword. If I'm going to go, even if you have silvers, I would feel better with 2 bottles, you know? So that's what he's doing. He's trying to shave off every second he can. He will at least check lava missiles, which I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, because Cynas was going that way, then like, yeah, I don't wanna. This is power bombs.
That's a note. So I'm guessing he's heading to Meridian now.
Gotta be.
And I swear the first thing I check is Shack Tool.
Well, and Cynas picking up his spacer.
No, I'm serious. With the high jump boots, you had access to Shack Tool way early. I would check it.
Again with the spacer grab, yes. Alright, so we're at 9-8 on the bosses. Cynas is up 1. He's finished Skull Woods. Hootey has not been to Skull Woods yet, but it's a fairly short dungeon, especially if it's in go mode, because you can do the back entrance. Both players at the 2:30 mark, roughly, are looking for that Ether medallion. Where is Ether?
Apparently, Hootey is going to just elect to go right ahead and go straight through the Dragon. Still, that's not a bad choice.
No, I mean, there's a lot of items to be had there anyway, and you'll get Shack Tool on the way back anyways.
I'm just one of those fools that makes the stupid plays like that, hoping for a big payoff.
When it pays off, you look like a genius. So
I'm looking forward to the day that happens.
Well,
all right, Hootey finding out there's nothing for him.
he did pick up a shield. Not sure what viability that provides him, but okay, shield. On to Botwoon. He's a little low on health, but he should be fine.
We haven't even counted how many reserves these guys have. I don't know at this point.
I think just one. They've seen a couple, but I think they only have one.
Yeah, he's going to microwave Botwoon, so health shouldn't be an issue right here. He can always farm up at the pit after this.
Just a little short on his. And there he goes. All right, so Cynas back in Zelda. He's going to check with his shovel. 5, just 3 triple bombs there. Hootey passed up 5 rupees on the way. He's having a little trouble with his jumps. There it is. All right, so
I'm thinking Cynas is taking the back way into Meridian.
I would. I'm guessing. Yeah, looks that way. Meanwhile, Hootey about to take on, fight Dragon.
What was on Floating Island? I mean, Hialeah Island.
It was E-Tank.
Okay.
All right, so Dragon.
Yeah, Snakey. It's fast getting to that point.
203.24 for Hoot.
And it is not after Dragon. Wow.
Well, Cynas is about to fight Dragon, get boss number 10 down.
It is still a race, though.
It's a race, but if it comes down to pendants, then Hootie's gonna have to make quite a gamble here, because in terms of item number, the first choice would probably be Swamp. $16 I think it's 14 actually, Snakey. Well, if you count what is it? I can't think of the name of it all of a sudden. Mimic Cave, then I think that makes it 15. So it's 6. Yeah, 6 in Swamp, 3 in Ice, and then 5 in Turtle Rock, 6 if you count Mimic Cave. And then okay, and Spike Cave would make 16, I suppose, after a fashion. 231.57 for Cynas. So that's it for the bosses for Super Metroid. That just leaves Mother Brain. Begs the question, do they just finish that off while they're here, or do they hold out? And Green Pendant turn, that would make 17, so, yeah. Yeah, so 17 potential items to be had. We are missing a few. A heart piece and plasma. Tight jump here for Hootey. Nobody's gone to Spike Cave yet, largely because they couldn't. Oh, he had it and he missed it.
Nice job. That's a tight jump.
Yeah, that's not easy.
We're at the point where they're high-fiving all over the board now.
Right, so Hootey looks like he's going to Shack Tool.
Yep. You can't leave here without doing it at this point. You just can't.
No.
Well, you can, but you should. Oh, God.
I think he's leaving Shack Tool.
Well, for Hootie's sake, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. All right.
As far as clues that the game is giving you, I mean, he could, I guess, come out here at Death Mountain, try Spike Cave. He might figure that since he found Ice Rod, he should go into Turtle Rock. I don't know.
And that's assuming that ether isn't required for Turtle Rocks. We don't know. Nobody's actually checked.
That's a good point.
Nope.
He's gonna do Skull Woods now.
Yeah. Well. All right. Cynas is checking Shack Tool.
We need the. Can somebody play the Jeopardy theme music while we're?
Yeah, like the only other thing that Cynas has that Hootey doesn't is half magic, because he did the drug deal. It's just a bottle.
Okay. So I expect Cynas will go the back way back out of Meridia. Or has he checked? Yeah, he's checked plasma.
He checked plasma. He's checked. He's checked. I think just about everything he can. Waterway? Nobody's checked Waterway, have they?
Waterway and Criteria Supers are still open.
Yeah.
But he may, coming out this way, he may just go straight into Ice Palace.
Well, after a fashion, he could, but I guess it depends. What does he want to...
He's got the mirror out, and he's running that way, so I'm thinking he will.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing that.
No, he's not. Scratch that. Oh, Pyramid Fairy?
Cat Misery Meyer is the other red crystal.
Smith Chain. He hasn't done that.
It is not. Stryzer is right. Whoever stumbles on it first probably wins, and given the way this routing is going, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at.
While we're waiting here and we're seeing these things that's already been done, just want to bring up, if you're liking these SMZ3 races, there's more tonight at 9:10 on SpeedGaming 6. Is that Outrageous versus Dragon Dark? And then a little after midnight, Maniacal versus Ye Old Fart Gamer. I love that name. That's on the SpeedGaming main. Yeah, Hootey electing to use the fire rod instead of the spin slashes.
So 239.54 for Hootey, so they're back to even on the bosses at 10 apiece. But they still are missing an ether. Where's the ether?
All right, Hootey gonna do his pad check, which he has not done yet.
Yeah, 2.5 hours after Cynas did it. Because that was one of the very first things Cynas did. Laser bridge, oh god.
Okay, so Hootey is going to check that shovel now, which Cynas has also already done. Okay. I'm guessing Spike Cave and checking that item that's in Hera finally?
Yeah, probably. Although he's got to get past the Dead Rock first.
Worst enemy in the game. And that was the wrong emoji. That's not what I clicked.
Hootey is actually now doing back of escape. Again, about 2 hours after Cynas did this. And Cynas did this pretty quick. He did it out of logic, too.
Well, that will give Hootey his temper.
That is not an insignificant find. Cynas is in Spike Cave. 300 bucks for walking on spikes.
Okay, so Hootey's going to do the boots checks, which I think he hasn't done yet.
No. Alright, so Cynas on his way up Death Mountain again. Yeah. Pedestal is out. Ether on Mother Brain. Oh, if only.
What we have left is we have an item here in Hera. We have Turtle Rock, if you're able to get in, because we don't know the medallion for that. Swamp, Ice Palace, Criteria Supers, and Waterway.
Like Hootey is gonna make a run for the Swamp Palace.
Well, he's playing the numbers, so not a bad choice. No, Shag Tool has been checked. It was a bottle.
All right, so back of the basement of Hera, not been checked.
Yeah, Barnage. He's playing the numbers.
Yeah, six
the choice.
Yeah, 6 potential items here. All right. Swamp has been available, and it is a green pendant, so it's actually 7 items. Power bombs.
Just a bloopy. And it looks like Cynas is taking the second. Wow. Now this is really a race now.
This is really, really close. Hootey is a little bit ahead. Oh, ice is green, excuse me. You're right. Six items here in Swamp. Is one of them going to be one of them going to be the answer? The one thing that could be interesting is, are they going to do a full left side check or not? My gut would say yes, but left side does take a long time. So there's only 2 potential items there.
If you come in, I don't see how you don't check it.
Yeah. It's not the same kind of dynamic. There's the big key, so that's another free check up front here. Alright. Oh, Hootey is going to check the back.
Okay, not a terrible play because he already got that big chest out of the way.
Right.
He can always come back in and just mirror out. If there turns out to be items back there. No diver down for him though.
So what Cynas decides to do, if he's going to go commit to the left side or not.
That's a hard piece of bombs.
Nothing there.
Hootey is not wanting to see a map or a compass.
Okay,
Wow.
He's going to mirror out of there. Okay, this is not what I was expecting from Hootey. Leaving 3 chests on the table, although I think I think there's only one item left. There's only one item left, I believe. Well, okay, he's committed to this, so because if he goes back, he's got to reset just getting back into the dungeon, and he's going to Ice Palace now.
That's a gutsy move, I gotta say. That is a gutsy move.
Well, if it pays off, okay, it's a hard container. Why did I think it was an E-tank? Okay, Hootey is not going to go to Ice Palace. He's going to Turtle Rock, it looks like, or Spike Cave and then Turtle Rock.
Wow, this is turned into something here. He's not going to Spike Cave. He's going straight for Turtle Rock.
All right. Again, we don't know what is required to open TR. Nobody's actually checked this, and we're 3 hours into this.
I swear, if he can get in there, that's the play of the century right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stryzer, I'm with you on that.
All right, Argus underway for Cynas. If this is not an item, does he go left side?
It depends.
Oh, it's double ether.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not Turtle Rock. And it's a map on Argus. Oh, God.
So just a burrito for Cynas. So Hootey is now going to Ice Palace. Strizer is correct. We are reaching the bottleneck.
And Cynas is going back for that item.
Yep, he's got to at this point. He's fully committed. So now we come to that So we come to the same question that we've been asking since about the 205 mark. Where's Ether? We're down to about a handful of choices. First one to find it is firmly in control of this race.
Where's Ether? And we don't even have a Dr. Bob-tastic song for the occasion.
I don't know. All right, so 3 items, 4 if you count the 4 if you count Green Pendant if it gets that far in Ice Palace.
Well, there's one of them is a heart container.
1 down, but if even if he gets 3 items early, he's probably going to go all the way on this because he has to finish.
Yeah, he's already dumped 1 item, and we don't know if that was the right call yet or not. We're going to find.
Overall, his gambling has been pretty spot on. The only one he really missed, and that's more of I think just an oversight because he tried to check and assumed it was nothing, was the bombs.
Oh, I guess Cynas is going to do diver down here to get the rusty key.
All right.
Oh, we already had it. Never mind. I don't know.
Set up the bomb jump here. All right.
Nice job.
All right. Moment of truth for Cynas. Is Ether in Swamp?
No, it is not.
It is not. That's it.
Sand pits were checked. Yes. Yeah, we've been Ether away from go mode for close to an hour now, haven't we?
Yeah. Everything has been largely everything has been checked. Turtle Rock cannot be checked because it is also ether locked. So it's Ice Palace or it's somewhere in Super Metroid, one of the handful of locations we have not seen. Shack's been checked. All right, so Shack was a bottle. All right.
Yeah, both sand pits were checked. Sorry, Pro A.
Like water, the only thing like Criteria Supers we've mentioned. Waterway has not been checked, and that's it. There's the big key.
And I believe there's still 2 more items here in ice. So we've got the big chest, and we've got whatever is on Cold Stare, and then of course the green pin.
Correct. So so Sarsaparilla could be holding ether.
Oh, he hasn't even been right side yet. My bad.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't done this. All right. Next. Alpha set up by Cynas. Did that a little more cleanly than Hootey did.
And there's item number 2.
Bomb jump for Cynas. First try did not go. Looks like Cold Stare's holding the third item.
Well, there's still the big chest.
Big chest, yeah, so, yeah, there are still a few checks remaining. Burrito. Okay, so compass and item 3 still remaining.
I'm calling compass and big chest.
Okay, I was about to say, Hootey is in a slight bind with magic, but he should actually be okay because he's got bombos, so that'll break the seal on Cold Stare. Okay, Cold Stare's holding the third item.
Hootey also has that bottle of blue goo because he was the one that went to Witch's Hut.
Right. He shouldn't need it though, but Alright.
I see what you did there, Astor.
Alright.
Alright, with Tempered Sword and a couple of fire rod shots that he's got back before, this should not be a problem.
Nah, he should be fine. Alright. Hootey gets good setup. There it is. Alright, is it ether?
It's
No,
butter.
it's a butter sword. Okay, time to check Sarsaparilla.
So we're down to 3 spots, folks.
Hootey a little off the mark there in his positioning. There it is. Didn't know this was 100% randomizer raised? Yeah, no kidding.
And here we go. No!
$20 for the green pendant. What a rip.
And Hootey is heading into Super Metroid, I believe. Wait, what? What does he do? Oh, no.
I'm not sure what he's doing here.
I think he's going back to get that item out of Swamp Deal.
He never checked catfish, I don't think.
Well, you know, for that matter, I don't think he's checked Spike Cave or that final item in Hera either.
It's not.
Wow, I really thought he was going to Super Metroid.
So did I.
So about time Cynas is fighting Cold Stare, Hootey's gonna find out it is not a catfish.
Yeah. So they're knotted up at 10, but Cynas is holding probably a slight advantage in terms of what he does, in terms of items. And in terms of what he has and hasn't checked. So that's his one saving grace right now.
All right,
no.
Hootey, you got to go to Super Metroid, man. Because Cynas will check that green pendant, of course.
Okay, looks like he is going to Super Metroid.
Yep, he's doing it.
All right, as we now approach the 3-hour mark of this race, if you're just joining us, we have had a barn burner of a race with our two runners, Cynas and Hootey, pretty much checking everything imaginable. And we are now down to a handful of items.
Now, I would say if you find ether here, you go ahead and kill Mother Brain.
It's not here. It's not in here. Cynas already checked it. That much I can say.
All right, then it's Waterway.
It is Waterway. So Cynas has just learned the terrible truth, and he's like, well, what the hell?
Wow, and they're both headed there.
Race to the Waterway.
Well, Hootey's going the right way. This is the shortest way for him to go.
Yeah. Cynas is taking advantage of a refill. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I guess Cynas has checked the
Cynas checked
what medallion was necessary for Turtle Rock.
No, he didn't, but he's probably figuring okay, so Waterway
Has got to be it. And there it is, 30208.
is that
Go mode.
Hootey is in go mode at 30209. Speed booster. Where the hell was that? Oh, it was speed booster was at blind.
What a race.
I'm not really following Hootey's logic with his routing here. Wouldn't it be faster to, if he wanted to take, unless he wants to take out Mother Brain last?
Either that or he wants a ship refill. And Cynas at 30320 is in go mode. So Hootey roughly a little over a minute ahead at this.
There are still some variables in play here, largely GT. Is it if there's a left or right side variance, which there actually could be, considering both runners at this point have got to feel like, oh, I am so dead in the water.
Yeah, it looks like Cynas is going to go. Okay, Cynas is going to go ahead and take out Mother Brain, and Hootey is heading to A Link to the Past.
Yeah, he's gonna do Misery Mire, which shouldn't take too long, especially if the big key is early.
I got to say, I like Cynas's strategy better. You're here, it's right there. Go do it.
Yeah. right, so got a route divergence here. Cynas is gonna do Torian first. Hootey is in Misery Mire.
It's gonna come down to the wire, y'all. It is.
Execution plus you know how they handle GT. Hootie's got to be a little careful. He's getting beat up pretty good. So, Cynas not having much trouble here as he marches through Torian. Supers for Hootey. There are 2 items in Misery Mire. Okay. Pair of keys, nothing doing.
Well, he's got an antifairy coming up he can powder.
True. Yeah, and he probably will.
Cynas, I guess, elected not to go for the baby skip because he's damaging himself down.
He's giving it the old college try, that's for sure, but unfortunately not gonna happen. Yeah, wave and space. Well, in Hootie's case, space jump would not go amiss at this point, but its impact is minimal. There's the wave beam. Thank you, Snaky. Hootey gonna gamble a little bit here. He's gonna try
and it works.
Hey, nice job by Hootey getting his big key, so he can now head straight for Vitreous. Cynas is just about to phase 1 of Mother Brain.
You know, however this turns out, I gotta say, I got mad respect for Hootey because he is not afraid to take the chances. I will give him that.
No, he's made some very good calls and some fortunate calls as well. And the only one that really hurt him was Power Glove. Like the one that could actually be construed as a routing error on his part because it was just something he didn't check. Cynas trying to do a skip here, get through the barrier and not having it. He's got enough missiles to compensate if he just wants to do it normally, but it does take time.
I think he was trying to do the speed boosters that you can do it without wave. You just have to charge up your ice shot and point straight up to freeze the Rinka.
Well, he's decided to forego that and just go with regular missiles on the barriers.
Yeah, he's got plenty.
Oh yeah, he's fine. All right, so Hootey with silver should not have any trouble whatsoever with Vitreous. Two silvers
down.
All right, so 309.16 for Hootey, and that's the 7th crystal.
Is this about the time when you play that game
We'll see if he actually goes up there. If he does, then yes, it is that time.
And the boy's pouring into chat already.
Yep, he is going to GT. So chat, get your guesses in. There are 22 chests 22 items / chests that the big key could be at. What is it gonna be? I don't know if they actually have a command for this in chat for this stream, but nonetheless, get your guesses in. Get your guesses in, and gasp! The baby Metroid saves Samus! I did not see that coming. Cynas has got everything set up for the skips, so should be able to make quick work of Mother Brain here.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Alright.
Man, this has been something, hasn't it, Troy?
Yeah. This has been a very, very close race. For a while, it looked like Cynas was going to pull away, but then when it turned into an ether hunt, Hootey got right back into it.
That call to just leave Swamp with an item, I was like, wow.
That was gutsy, for sure. And there goes Mother Brain at 3:11:55.
So get your G's in chat for Cynas.
Alright, so 3 items, nothing yet.
That's right, we're supposed to be counting here.
Yeah.
Chest 4. Small key. Chest 5. Missile.
Seven chests, 4 keys, but no, nothing to close this.
I'm surprised he didn't do Dark Magician since he likes to take chances.
Well,
8 is a pack of arrows.
Dark Magician is a fairly popular strat, but, so, Cynas has taken care of, Mother Brains, so that's half the equation. Now he's got to make a run for, why is he going here? It's like, wait a minute, wrong door.
Chest 9 is a heart container.
Alright. Like, Cynas, you already got your bow. You got it like 2 hours ago. Alright.
$10 is a red rupee, 11 a heart piece, 12 a red rupee, and it's 13. Somebody
Lucky
said 13.
13. Let's see. Looks like of the people in chat, FireEye882 was the first one to guess correctly. So congratulations, FireEye. You get a seed even trollier than this one as your reward.
I got just the one for you. I'll DM it to you.
Hootey having a little trouble here with the red mimics. finally dispatches them. Cynas underway in Misery Mire.
Right now, yes, I would say Hootey is in the lead.
It's really hard to tell. The only thing that's probably working against him is doing Mother Brain first probably is an advantage for Cynas because he doesn't have to finish the escape.
Yeah, that did save, it saved 30, 40 seconds, which...
Yes and no. Probably not as much, not that much, because everything was in sequence all the way up until he got out of the lava pits.
But Hootey is going to make that up with having Wave Beam is great for doing the Zeb skip. And it also adds some punch to his stand-up glitch if he decides to. No, Morph cannot logically be in GT. Charge Beam can now, but not more.
Early twice on his silvers. Let's see. There's Wave Beam for Cynas. Like, well, damn, where was that? It's like Cynas is gonna. Okay, Cynas is going upstairs. Hootey did not, so that's gonna give Hootey a little bit of a cushion to work with. Alright, so Cynas unfortunately is going to come up empty here as far as a big key, because we already know where it is. Cynas almost to the 6th floor in GT. He has enough keys. He doesn't have to worry about farming any off of the mini Helmosaurs. Cynas opting to Hootey opting to, excuse me, take a look over there. Cynas
What could he possibly be looking for?
Interesting choice of routing there to get the big key, or to get to his big key. Alright, so Hootey on his way up to take on Aga 2. Nice double there from Hootey to start it off. That wasn't a triple, it was really close. It was a triple, so a 2-3-1 for Hootey. A very nice Aga fight. Alright, so they are knotted up at 11 bosses.
Sorry, I had some voice issues there for a second. Can you?
That's alright. Alright, so with Gold Sword, this should be really quick for Hootey. 6 hits per cycle for the first 2 cycles. We can just go to town on this, and with Red Mail, he doesn't have to really worry about taking damage. There's one more for good measure. Alright, so you should be already on phase 3. $3:20:11 for Cynas. Oh, unfortunately, does not get the torch glitch, so he's gonna have to do this normally. Tried to sneak in a double, did not work. So I'm gonna have to do this one more time. Ooh, had to be careful. Cutting a little close there, but Hootey has taken down the big pig at 3:20:45.
Get your G's in chat for him. Good job by Hootey. Now all he has to do is take down Mother Brain before Cynas can get to the pig.
What just happened?
Well, he reset.
Oh, well, this is scared the crap out of me. Alright. Alright. So this is coming to the wire here. Hootey has to take down Mother Brain. Cynas has to go through GT and Ganon. So, as they get ready to take on their final battles, let's give our runners a follow, shall we? This has been a great race between two very evenly matched opponents.
It has. It really has. This has been an edge of the seat race.
Mm-hmm. No kidding. Both runners have... It's been a topsy-turvy race with both runners really... Oh, he's going right side. He got the key. He's going to go right side. And is having a little trouble here. I don't think he's going to get there. Oh, he just gets it under the wire. I believe that is correct, yes. See how far he commits to this, if he's going to go full right side here, or if he's going to decide to yep, he's going to go back. Hootey doesn't even really try for baby skip. It's like, yep. Yeah, so looks like Hootey's in control here as far as his time is concerned, Cynas unfortunately lost some time in Misery Mire. Was not as expedient with his routing as Hootey was.
Yeah, at this point, Hootey basically needs to not make a mistake. He can do, like here, he's not even doing a Zeb skip. He can just take all the safety strats through Mother Brain, and he should be just.
Yeah, he shouldn't run out of missiles. So, yeah, he's fine.
Which, of course, he doesn't know that. Again, he's probably expecting that dot done at any time.
Well, I know I asked them, like I said, I asked them about their PBs before the start of the race, and Cynas said his PB is about a 245. Hootey was in the 320s or so. And yeah, in Hootey's case, it's like, I think probably around the 3-hour mark, it's like, where's the dot done?
Spaceship would have had to have been in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Turtle Rock, or at the base, or the basement of GT.
Yeah.
Or one of the other chests that wasn't checked on the 6th floor.
And Simon's finding his big key. And Hootey catching that rainbow sherbet.
Hootey is just gonna play it safe here, no skips or glitches. He's just gonna do this normally. It's not gonna make much of a difference.
And again, I mean, kudos to him. Cynas was the first seed in this group, and that would mean that Hootey was coming out of 4th quartile.
Yeah.
And for him to take some of the chances he took, I've really got to take my hat off to him. That was it. He made a mistake or two, but it was a gutsy run the whole way through.
Yeah, and for someone like him, the longer and the uglier this seed gets, the better your chances are, because it flattens the playing field. And for something as obscure as Ether on Waterway, you're really, it's one of those things where you're really just basically in a spot where, it's a total judgment call, and it's not something that would come readily to mind for either runner, especially with the way the seed was set up.
All right, so Hootey just 30 shots and an escape from the win.
Trouble with chaining his shots together, but it's not going to matter, and that's it for Mother Brain. So that's all the bosses. Now he's just got to get out of here in 3 minutes and not save the animals. Alright. Can you actually die to Mother Brain? Yes, you can. Just a few rooms to go.
Hootey running for his life. And you got to admire the loyalty of the space pirates, because, here is the planet exploding around them, and they're still concentrating on trying to kill Mega Man.
Yeah.
Hootey making his way up the parlor.
All right, here it comes. Get the GGs in chat ready for Hootey, our winner today, as he scores a win with an official SRL time of 3:30:19. GG's to Cynas, or GG's to Hootey, excuse me. But GG's to Cynas as well.
Very well done, Hootey. Very well done, man. When you watch this playback, and I know you will, you did a great job, dude. No, I think from the time that he realized that he missed the glove outside a wrecked ship, I think he felt like he was playing from behind.
Yeah, it's definitely a situation where that was like a 10-minute loss, because he ambled around a lot before he finally got it.
And I would love to do an interview, but I don't know that we're going to have time. I think we have another race here in just a few minutes.
We've got a couple minutes. We can do a quick interview. We've got time.
All right, cool. And it looks like Hootey will be joining us.
And we welcome our winner of today's barn burner of a match, Hootey, to the chat. GG.
Hi there. How's it going?
Hey, Hootey. GG, man.
I don't know what happened. I left the glove behind and just kind of sat there for a moment thinking, wait, I definitely didn't check that item. I didn't get to see it when I tried to jump up. And then when I found it, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do my best.
Man, you made it such a great race. I guess you'll watch the playback, but I got to say, hats off to you to some of those calls you made. You start out in an early lead. Missing the glove cost you, but then it turned into an ether hunt. And that call where you left Swamp with an item left there, man, that was gutsy. I got to give you that.
Yeah.
I just felt like I needed to start being really bold. And, I just kept trying to do the routing in my head and thinking, okay, what haven't I checked yet? And how can I do this? I'm a little shaky right now. I gotta admit, as I was doing Escape, I kept looking over at the race channel and thinking, "This is it. This is when I find out that I somehow was only this far behind."
And Cynas finishes with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 38 seconds. But it did look like at about the 1:55 mark that Cynas was going to pull away on you, because he was up 2 bosses on you at that point. 6-4 on the count, and then you both got the Titan's Mitt, and we find out that, oh yeah, it's an ether hunt, and then that just completely turned the race inside out and gave you a chance to close the gap, and you did. And the last 30-40 minutes, your routing was really on point, and you shortened a couple of those dungeons up. Swamp, for example, Mire, you were quicker in. GT, you were quicker in. So all of that combined gave you the cushion you needed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I felt like at one point I was like, okay, I just need to fly through this as fast as I possibly can, and
Yeah.
I don't know. There always was that little tiny voice in the back of my head going like, "Don't get that ferry. Don't stop right now. Don't bother. You need to be going really fast." I'm like, I just don't want to die.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that your item count, particularly in Super Metroid, was much lower than Cynas's going into Mother Brain. You had, I think, like 30 fewer missiles, 10 fewer supers or something. But in terms of like your weapons, like wave, ice, plasma, you were fine. But the missiles were certainly lower, and yeah, you did pass up on a few of them.
I think finding charge when I did was the real thing. I just looked at it and thought, okay, I really need to just start skipping ammunition, and I know I'll find at least a beam or two, and I can make that work.
Right.
It's going to be the moments of just seeing every piece of ammo and thinking, oh, I need that, and I'm like, you know what, I don't need that. I just need to go.
Right.
And
Right.
I commented on that, the way you were skipping a lot of things, like that second bottle in around in Croc area. I thought you figured once you realized you missed that glove, you felt like you were playing from behind the rest of the time. So you were trying to shave off every second you could.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And because I knew I wasn't up and up on some of the, the newer strats for ALTTP, like Icebreaker and whatnot, I'm like, I'm gonna have to bomb jump. I'm still gonna have to do all these other things, and I just feel so behind right now.
Yeah. And yeah. I imagine around the 3 hour mark, you're probably looking at it like, okay, where's the dot done? It's like, why isn't he dot done yet? Where's my dot done? It's like
I stared at my own dot done for a while, going like, I'm not that says first, right? It was a really good. It was okay. I'm not gonna say it's a good seed. It was a seed, but a great race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys made it an awesome race to do.
Yeah.
You really did. It was edge of the seat.
I'm glad it was fun times.
It was a terrific race. And Aetheryte Waterway, who knew? And of course, it was literally the last thing you guys both checked. So, that's what it comes down to.
I was worried after I did the failed attempt at going to Shack Tool. I'm like, man, if this thing's at Shack Tool, I'm just gonna cry. And then I was like, I think I only have Waterway at this point, and if it's not there, then I'm going into Meridia, and it's another walk of shame.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You proved me wrong on that, because I was saying you should have went to Shack Tool, and it was a ball.
Oh man. Right. Good times.
So now, as a result of this, you get to play Epi in your next match. Any thoughts on that?
I think I'm just gonna go into it with the same mindset. Just do my best and hope for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we can do. Let's take a quick peek at our schedule here. See what we got. Another race coming up right after this. Yes, we have a Link to the Past League Season 2 match after this. So, and we're already getting nudged about it. But GG's once again to Hootey for a great win and a really wonky seed. I mean, words cannot express how weird this seed was at times, but there it is. And GG's to Cynas for a great effort, and I'm sure we'll be back at it in the next match. Do give our runners a follow. This was a terrific race. They deserve your support. And give AG, myself, and Snakey a follow as well. We'd appreciate it. But start with our runners for a terrific race, and thanks to AG for for helping me out with the comms today. Great job, and great job to Snaky. First time doing tracking.
Yeah, good job, Snaky, and thanks, Pro A. I'm sorry about the times I stepped on you. I really didn't mean to.
Oh,
Hey, thanks, GG, man. It was a great.
Yeah, no big deal. It's a really it's a great race, a great time, and thanks all for watching. And right coming up in a few minutes is a Link to the Past randomizer. So if you haven't gotten enough of your randomizer, well, more is coming. So thanks all for watching.
Yeah, y'all have a good night. Fear Agent, it's all yours.